All right, President Trump's campaign released his second term agenda ahead of the RNC. The 10-point platform includes the president's plan on key issues like jobs, COVID-19, healthcare, and foreign policy, among a few others. But how much of this now is John Pence, senior advisor for the Trump 2020 campaign? John, welcome to the show.
Sean, great to be here, and it's just great to see you and Lindsay, and it's a great week to be a Republican, I got to tell you.
It is a great week. All right, well, since it's a great week to be a Republican, how much of the convention this week do you think is going to focus on policy versus what we saw from the DNC last week, which was pretty devoid of policy?
Right. Last week was an ominous, dark, pessimistic vision of America. This week, we will hear how President Trump is fighting for us. Just last night, the campaign released the second term agenda. First item of order are jobs. President Trump is going to bring back 10 million jobs in the 10 months ahead. He's also going to eradicate coronavirus. We're on track to have a vaccine by the end of this year. And who better than to rebuild this economy than a builder, Donald J. Trump, for 4 more years.
You know, John, I want to ask you about an interview that Biden did with David Muir, a joint interview, where he talks about how Trump has not been handling the virus well and how he has been trying to give him some suggestions. Take a listen.
Pleading with the president for the last 3 months. You need a plan. I suggested the president say $25 billion now and put together a plan. How will you get to over 300 million Americans? He has no notion how to do that. There's somebody should be in charge now directing precisely how the vaccine will be distributed.
First, is there a plan, and are we going to see that mapped out this week?
Yes, there's a plan. That's the rhetoric that we heard from last week. But what we're going to hear is a real vision and real plan for America for the next 4 more years. With respect to the coronavirus fight that we all are doing our part, President Trump has used the Defense Production Act over 70 times. That has marshaled the full force of the federal government, the state governments, and our great, tremendous private sector that has been, until this virus arrived, you know, the deregulation, the tax cuts. We were in a position to reach historic heights in this economy, and President Trump's pro-growth, pro-jobs, pro-America policies is the right vision for America in the future. And it's why we're so excited to officially renominate him as our Republican nominee for president.
John, you know, we've got on screen, he's got all of these agenda items that just got put out, especially on COVID. How much do you guys plan to make these policy items part of what you guys talk about every night? The Biden campaign spent a lot of time with speakers talking about how to unite the country. It seems like what was put out last night is a very detailed roadmap of what the president's second term agenda would look like. So how much time are you guys going to spend with your speakers really rolling this out?
Well, you'll see a lot of time, Sean, between tonight with the program of the convention through Thursday. The vice president will be at Fort McHenry on Wednesday, laying out the case to the American people as to why we need, for our freedoms, for our greatness, for America, 4 more years of President Trump. And then the president, he's going to hit the ground running. After his speech on Thursday, he's going to head up to New Hampshire later this week and do what President Trump does best, which is speak and make the case directly to the American people as to why he is the only one that will fight for us for 4 more years and put America first.
You know, John, I brought up the vaccine before. Obviously, last week we saw the DNC really try to frame that Joe Biden is the right person to handle the coronavirus. Obviously, Trump and Pence have been the ones leading the charge on this, and you put out these agendas for the next term that I want to pull up so that people can see. But how serious is the conversation that we're going to hear this week about what needs to be done? Because right now, polling does show that Biden is ahead when it comes to coronavirus. So what does Trump and what do Pence need to do this week to show the American people that that is the winning ticket?
Well, the coronavirus, we are all doing our part to eradicate it. And the president just last night held a press conference talking about advances in plasma but also advances in the vaccine with Operation Warp Speed. But the president's very serious about this economy, about the pro-growth, pro-jobs, deregulation policies. You know, this Republican Party wants to cut your taxes. We don't want to cut your red meat consumption, which is what mainstream radical ideas in today's Democrat Party are now advocating for. We're the party that stands up for our greatness, that's fighting for all Americans, because we have a president every day that is putting America first. And America's better off when we do that, which is why this Republican Party, over the next few days, when this convention is happening, there will be over 5,000 events across America of volunteers getting ready and showing their support and enthusiasm to reelect President Trump in the 70 days ahead.
John, you know, there was something a little odd last week, and I'm not making anything of it, but the husband of Kamala Harris, the VP nominee, did not speak. Your aunt, Karen Pence, spoke last time and is going to speak again this time. Do you make anything of the fact that occurred?
Sean, I don't. You know, I'm sure for the Harris family, there's been a lot of change in the last couple days, and congratulations to Senator Harris. But as the vice president said, my uncle, you know, I'll see you in Utah. We are here to debate the issues, to debate the two visions for America. And now is the time for choosing. We can choose more growth, or we can choose more government. We can choose freedom, or we can choose government control. This is what's up for vote in just 70 days. And you can bet that the vice president and the president and his whole team are going to make the case to the American people for our 4 more years to put America first.
All right, John, we are looking forward to seeing it tonight. Let's see how much policy factors in to the Republican convention, because if it hits 1%, that will be double what was in the DNC. Thank you for spending time with us and laying this all out.
Thank you all. Take care.
All right. Well, coming up, planning a convention is a big challenge. It's even bigger during COVID-19. We're going to talk about the logistics of putting on such a big event with RNC spokeswoman Liz Harrington and how the Republicans can avoid some of those awkward moments, shall we say, that the DNC had to deal with.